Hello, this is a Jayleshark and Friends
and Russell
podcast. On today's show, we discuss getting sued for our intro theme, It Too, and that Periwinkle dies in the end, fun runs, not being fun, and so much more. Oh, and I think we're now on iTunes and Spotify. Well, hopefully anyway. Enjoy the show.
And Russell. And Russell.
I think I've got the settings. So I've got ambient coming from the top here, Russell, and our microphones are set. It was a good podcast last week.
I really enjoyed doing the podcast. I really enjoyed listening back to the podcast.
Did you get any feedback from anyone that listened to it? Apart from the guy that's trying to sue us for copyright of a cartoon song from the 1990s or 80s?
I'm sure it started in the 80s.
Anyway, yeah, we've done a 30-minute introduction podcast and we're already being sued.
And it's been a week?
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't even scratched the surface of getting back to all the fan mail and emails and messages that we've had through with their reviews. It's been phenomenal.
I'm just looking online now because, so we did the podcast. It's now on... hello, everyone. Welcome to the Jayleshark and Friends...
and Russell.
Thank you, podcast.
Probably should have started with that.
No, we just go straight into it. We had a few listeners. I think half of them was me and the other half was you.
Probably, yeah.
But, so
it's always good to listen back to these sort of things.
What, and just laugh at our own jokes?
I always laugh at it. The moo bit was that kind of got me
that
going.
took me a long time to get in. Someone's peeking. I think we're peeking. Let me there we go. I don't want to do too much editing. You stop coughing.
I'll try not to cough to death.
Okay. We had some positive feedback. It was good. I tried to get it on iTunes. iTunes haven't replied to me yet.
Is that a good or a bad thing, do you reckon?
I don't know.
Did you Google how long did it take for my podcast?
Yes.
And how long did it say?
It said 24 to 72 hours to get approved to have your podcast live on the old iTunes. Anyway, you can see it, you can listen to it on SoundCloud, and you can now listen to it on Castbox. I know you don't like Castbox. Other podcast apps available. It is actually up there right now.
But SoundCloud is pretty... SoundCloud.
But can you listen to SoundCloud without having SoundCloud?
I believe... Yeah, you must be able to, because I listened to it online on my computer via the link that you put on Facebook, and it came up.
Right, okay.
I had the SoundCloud app.
So you've already got SoundCloud. That's my point.
On my phone, and done it on that as well.
Okay. Cheers. You've got your own coffee today.
I've got nice coffee today.
After your comments about how bad my Amazon other coffee shops are available coffee was, I went to my go-to economic coffee, which is my 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Don't not talk when I'm drinking coffee, because the idea is I have a drink when you just stared at me.
Cough.
Stop with the coughing.
Yeah, I've got a coughing thing.
I've got some notes for you. There's a few... Go on.
I was going to ask you about the topic number. That's the...
Yeah. Did I say I was going to do it last night and count them and then come into the podcast day prepared for telling you how many topics we covered?
Was it my mistake for expecting you to be prepared? Wasn't
it?
Yes.
I can tell you we talked about laundry, we talked about suicide, we talked about coffee, we talked about
kids.
Radio station, we talked about a little bit about kids, we talked about is the Earth flat, we talked about dinosaurs, we talked about a lot of weird and wonderful stuff.
Are we allowed to go back over all topics?
Well, it'd be boring if the 15 people that listened to last week's show, which is 7.5 of me and 7.5 would you stop coughing? It's going to pick it up. Just drink some water, please.
I'm going to try.
Why? What do you want to... I got some stuff to we can go back on. But no, go on. What do you want to talk about? What did you want to touch?
Just a very quick question about the flat earthers.
Yes.
Do they believe that there are other planets in the solar system? And if they do they believe that they are all flat as well?
I don't know the answer to that.
I think we should find out.
Okay, well, I'm making it...
If you're a flat earther and you're tuned into this podcast, and given the amount of reviews and feedback and listeners from around the world that we have, it's possible. Well, no, It wouldn't be around the world, would it?
I'm nervous, Russell. The angry one is close.
Oh, he's not angry. He's very happy.
Is it a he?
He's a he.
Okay, we should. We were at Russell's house studio, and once again, he's got some. We've got some different doggies today. The Grapster and the Bobster and the Sassmeister are all here. There's a couple of little terriers.
And we've got Choco, who's that little terrier on the bed. We've got Maru, the other little terrier that's out there, and this lab mix.
It's not a lab.
You. It's not a lab. It's a lab mix.
Mixed with what?
Yeah, great question.
Okay.
That's Butch.
That's Butch.
That's Butch.
Hello, Butch. He doesn't.
He's a lovely character.
Butch doesn't. Butch is.
He's just not very trusting.
Well, I understand his issues.
Yeah.
I know, Butch, mate. I know. If I had a tail that could go between my legs, I would do the same thing like you're doing, mate.
You don't have a tail between your legs?
No, mate.
Yeah.
It's not a tail anymore, Russell. It's a shriveled up pea. Where was? God, I've had a great. Do you want to know about my week? Shall I tell you my?
No, I don't.
It says here, miserable. Right, that's what I've written. Am I really that miserable? Because I tell you for why. I'm supposed to be Jayleshark, this this great character, this outgoing guy, this amazing kind of fun-loving, makes jokes about everything. And the other day, our friend, our mutual friend, Right Said Fred,
Yes.
turned round and said, "Why, Right Said Fred?"
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Joanna. Hi, Joanna. Right Said Fred. She said, "I know you're a miserable person, but would you like to come out tonight?" Or something along those lines. And I was like, am I really that miserable?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we'll cross it off.
I'm glad we got through that.
Am I?
Did you want to dive into that?
No, yeah, well, a little bit. I don't want to be miserable, but I guess I am. Why am I miserable? Is this going back to... No, we're going to go back to the old... We did depression crap last week. Let's be positive. All right,
That's my blood type.
I'm not going to be miserable. Right, okay, I got a couple of things for you. I did the fun run.
How did it go?
Do you want to hear about the fun run?
Was it fun?
No.
Did you run?
A little bit.
So you're halfway there.
Right, so we were told, that's myself, Sahara and Ashton, to be at the fun run at 4:30 in the morning. So we got up at 3:30.
Ouch.
Right? Yeah,
I
ouch.
bet the kids were pleased with that.
I woke them up at 3:30 and I said to them, if you don't want to go, it's okay. It was Zahara's birthday, right? So this was last Saturday. It was Zahara's birthday. Bless her, she wanted to go. So we ended up... We got there.
Bless her.
Yeah. We got to the place, the dam in Katu, which has got loads... I don't know why people are moaning about water. It wasn't full, but there was a shed loads of water there.
Yeah, but...
Anyway,
no.
We got there at 4:50, and then I found out that we weren't racing until 6:30.
Which is always nice.
Yeah, so we had to.
What's
sit there.
2 hours extra in bed anyway?
Yeah, tell me about it. So, and then they didn't have. Rather than giving me the large shirt that I asked for, they gave me a small shirt. Then they just said, "Oh no, we're sorry."
Bit of nipple chafing.
And I did mention to them that I was representing one of the people that were sponsoring the event, and maybe they should look after me a little bit better. So I kind of didn't say, "Do you know who I am?" But I kind of went, "Do you know who I am?" And then they brought me an extra large shirt, which, of course, when you've got issues about yourself and you've got a little bit of mental health and depression, being told you're a fat bastard doesn't really help.
Probably.
So
Tyres are pretty good like that, though.
Sorry, mate. So that didn't go down very well. So we ended up sitting in the car waiting for a couple of hours. Then we went on this fun run.
Is it just around the dam?
Well, no, we went. So we started off, and then we went down one way, and then we went down to the. So we went across the top, and then we went down a bit. Yeah. And then you came back up
around. Yeah,
up the steep hill.
Yeah. I know.
And then you did kind of back that way round the dam to a point where it says turn round. Then you turn round and you went back again. It was fine. Ashton weighs 18 kilos. Okay. He's my 5-year-old, obviously. Ashton was on my shoulders the whole time.
Cool.
Zahara...
That's a good CrossFit workout right there.
Yeah, loving it.
My weight jacket's only 12.
Zahara decided that when she wanted to take Maximus, our boxer dog, with us. Now, you know Maximus.
I do.
You have attempted to train the owners of Maximus to make sure Maximus isn't as Maximus is. Unfortunately, now this is the top tip for all dog owners. It's the owner that needs training, not the dog.
And don't get a boxer.
And don't have a mental box. Although look, Maximus, he's a sweetheart. He's just a little bit like me. Although he's not miserable, he just doesn't know how to play with people.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, he just doesn't know how to... He's socially unaware.
Yes.
And doesn't...
Socially inept.
Yeah, which is very similar to me. So anyway, but a top tip for you, if you want to get people out of your way when you're on a fun run, especially when you're living in Phuket and people don't like dogs that much. Take a boxer with you.
I like it.
And have a 7-year-old run with him.
I like
because
it.
Everyone got out of our way.
Brilliant.
In fact, I've got a little video, which I might put online, of her running, and the people, it was like she was Moses parting the Red Sea. It was brilliant. So we did the fun run. We all got medals. Ashton was very proud of his medal for being carried around for 3 kilometres.
Well, it's a bit like a jockey, right? I mean, everyone gives the jockey... No, seriously, it's a serious point. Everyone gives jockeys all the accolades and, oh, you're so amazing. Jockeys do bugger all.
They hit people.
They
don't hit people, do they? They
hit the horse.
They hit the horse.
They sit on the horse, and the horse runs around at full pelt and jumps over stuff.
Have you ever ridden a horse?
Not at that speed, but yeah.
Are you a horse rider?
No, I'm not a horsey hoorah person. I've done it. I quite like it. I like horses.
I went to I've just
went
realised...
for a little ride around the New Forest.
I'm just looking...
Place.
Oh, I live in the New Forest when I'm in the UK.
You certainly do.
I'm just looking... I'm going to have to keep this... Because guess what? My...
Batteries are running out?
The batteries are running out, but it's okay, Russell, because I have
spares.
spare batteries. So if it does go, I have to keep an eye on it. I did my water sports instruction leisure degree.
You've never mentioned that before.
What, water sports?
Yeah.
I ever mentioned that I'm depressed?
No.
I went to an equine college, because that's where they did the best water sports.
Obviously.
And I ended up with a lot of horsey experience, especially horsey girl experience. So I can tell you about galloping and trotting and all that sort of stuff. I used to level the indoor school in a tractor. That was fun. I used to drive the tractor, level the indoor school, and it was always to try just getting the girls' joppers, so to speak. And then at the weekends, I used to go and cook when they used to have their dressages and their shows. I opened a little cafe there, and I used to cook the bacon and the sausage sandwiches and the soft drinks and stuff. And this was great at uni. So I think Saturday or Sunday mornings, I would go to the storeroom. The dinner lady type lady would let me into the storeroom, basically just fill up my cart with whatever I thought would sell that day. No stock check, no nothing. Take it to the shop that I was running, lay it all out, sell my wares, put back whatever was left. My God, right? Sunday nights, my stoner mates were round my apartment.
Happy days.
Honestly, we chocked out massively. And don't do drugs, kids, it's bad for you. But yeah, that was my horsey story.
Bacon sandwiches, on the other hand.
Yeah, I do like a bacon sandwich, actually. In fact, Napoleon Bakery, other bakeries are available. They do a very nice bacon roll.
Really?
Yeah, they do a good bacon roll, actually. You can get the sandwich, although it's got the list of stuff you can have. You can ask for bacon.
Instead of a bacon sarnie.
Well, I have bacon and cheese with some mayonnaise and mustard. I know you don't like cheese, but you eat pizza. And I have mustard, mayonnaise, jalapeno peppers, and pickles in my bacon sandwich. It's yummy. Right, so that was horse riding. That was the fun run. I need this is it. Oh, movie review time. Hold on. I'll make it 12 minutes, Jay, put on a movie review sound effect. I could just write that down rather than give myself notes in the podcast.
But then you've got to go back and edit it and take out...
So which animal noise, Russell, am I going to put over that horrible word you just said?
I would go with a dog barking would probably be quite apt.
Okay.
But there's a couple of things here. What we could do is, and seeing as we are going on to the movie reviews thing, and on that note, a very quick hello to Jason Isaacs. There is a very well-known film review show on the BBC. Mark Kermode and Simon Mayo do a fantastic film review show. Obviously not as good as the review show that we're going to do, but it is still pretty cool. However, when they're on the air, or even in their podcast bits, and they sort of say things that they shouldn't say or things that have got to be edited out, they use birdsong. That's their go-to thing, is birdsong. So it's just birds tweeting.
I'm not copying them.
No, I'm just giving you a bit
all right.
of
I'll find
info.
an animal noise to cover that route. So
well,
anyway,
I reckon a dog barking would be apt.
Okay, so we'll find a little doggy barking. All I need to know now is how was It 2?
Square root of 4012?
No, how was It 2?
You
went to see It 2.
I did
now,
indeed.
bear in mind, you're scared of clowns.
I don't like clowns. I don't get the whole, let's get some bloke to dress up in weird makeup with a fake smile and strange and just play with children. It's just wrong.
Hold on, but that's not all clowns don't just do that.
Yeah, they do.
Really?
Yeah, they do. Clowns are horrible.
Okay, so give me a quick review of It 2.
It's brilliant.
Really? Did you like it?
You said be quick.
Okay.
So yeah, yes, I did. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I appreciate that I read the book as a kid a few times. I like Stephen King, love Stephen King stuff. So I'm very invested in his work. Enjoyed the first film. I found the first one there was a bit more buy-in.
Is that the one that we saw together?
The one that we went to see together.
With
yeah,
the little. I didn't think it was that good.
So, and I've heard this from different. Did you read the book? Did you? Yeah, silly question. Did they have pop-ups? I think if you were
Hold on. I have read. Okay, if we're going to talk about books, I read The Beach, and I read Hannibal. I read Silence of the Lambs.
Have you read any Stephen King?
No.
No.
I will tell you why I didn't like It 1, because I wanted it to be scarier. I didn't think it was scary. I thought it was almost... It reminded me... I think we talked about this when we went to see it together. It was almost like Stand By Me with a clown in it.
Yeah. So, and again, it's playing on... You want to make it scary for the adults, and I don't know why I'm pointing at us when I say that, but you want to make it scary for adults that go to this. But you don't want to make it too scary that they got a certificate out of the kids that might want to go and see it.
So what certificate was it?
God knows what the certifications are at the minute. But the first one particularly, it was about kids. So it's a kids' film per se. It's just got a scary clown in it. So it's dancing that fine line.
Okay, so at the end of It 2, did the clown die?
Well, I don't want to give away spoilers.
I want you to give away... That was the whole idea, give away a spoiler. Yes.
Yes, they do.
And that's Periwinkle. That's his name, yeah?
Pennywise.
All right, so Periwinkle died at the end.
Pennywise dies at the end, yeah.
All right, okay.
There should be a klaxon, actually, before we do this section. There will be spoilers. We should do that.
No, just spoil everything
Spoilers
for everybody.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yes.
So to answer your question,
what's happening?
in terms of
the dogs are all kicking
whether
off.
I enjoyed the second one, yes, I did enjoy it. The first one was a bit more like Stand By Me, where you felt I did anyway. I felt invested with the characters and interested in their progression and where they were going. The second one, not quite so much, because the way it works is the first one was them as kids. This is now 27 years later when they come back as adults.
Just like Jumanji. It's a second Jumanji.
Kind of, yeah, but it's
a rock in it
in the book.
It's
no.
and
it would have been so much better because everything with the Rock in it is better.
Even Tooth Fairy.
Everything with the Rock in it is better.
I did like Tooth Fairy. He did one where he was a baseball player. I can't remember what it was called. It was one of the early ones, and I didn't like that one.
Everything.
He had a single.
Is better.
He was a single father.
No, he was a football player.
Was he a football player?
Yeah,
I thought he was baseball.
No, it was, and he was the king, right? He was like the top quarterback dude.
That's it.
And
yes.
then the little girl gets dumped on him.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that was great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a good film. I forgot what it's called now. I love The Rock.
He was good in Scorpion King.
Yep.
I liked him in Walking Tall.
Yep.
I liked him.
Have you seen Pain and Gain?
No.
Based on a true story. That is brilliant. It got some really shit reviews, but it's a really good
He was
cult
very
film.
good in WrestleMania 17 against Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He was very good in WrestleMania.
He was good at that. No, when I used to do my radio show, I had a lot of the Rock's catchphrases that I used to steal.
Excellent.
Talking of stealing, so we did mention. What's his?
Do you want me to finish my review of it?
No, I was kind of bored of it.
Okay,
really, I think the people of the world were bored of it as well.
It's a good film,
so, just to let you know, I kind of get back to my list of things I wrote down.
You were just going to ask me something before you went to that list.
Was I?
You were.
What was I going to ask you?
I have no idea.
I can't remember either.
Oh well.
No, it's gone.
Fair enough. So back to your list. What else have we got?
Have you ever heard of the movie called Trolls?
Trolls.
Yes.
The cartoon.
Now,
brilliant.
Really?
Yes.
Your watch.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Right,
I know where we're going with this.
Yeah,
yes.
you know exactly where we're going.
Where we're going.
So
brilliant.
the other day, I think it was on Sunday, I had to go to work. I bumped into your friend, who may live with you. Living in sin is what I like to say. Anyway,
girlfriend is another way of putting it.
Yeah, allegedly.
She
mentioned to me that you have hug time.
We do.
Right?
Yes.
Which I have known you for, 10 odd years?
Probably more than that.
More
than that.
Well, whatever. I've never heard of this hug time before.
Have you watched Trolls?
Of course I've watched Trolls, but I've never... Okay, you must understand, when I say I've watched Trolls have been on the TV while my children have sat either having their dinner or playing. Generally,
yes.
Generally when my kids come to my house on the weekend... They're allowed one movie in the evening, and we
just the one.
Just the one, or there might be two, but we generally do one. So I cook them dinner,
like Saving Private Ryan,
Saving Private Ryan, It 2. they will watch the movie while they have their dinner. I let them have a
Yeah.
TV dinner kind of thing, watching the movie. And so when Trolls on, generally I'm either cooking their dinner while they're watching it, or I'm not invested in what they're watching, and I might be having a alcoholic beverage or doing whatever I'm doing somewhere else. So yes, I've seen Trolls, but
You've not seen Trolls?
I've not seen Trolls.
Right, okay.
So please explain hug time.
Well, it makes a lot more sense if you've watched the film and actually understand the film.
Just tell me what hug time is, Russell.
So it's just that time of the day when you give someone a hug.
What? Is there a specific time?
There's no specific time. It's just when your watch beeps.
Is that very similar to when you gave me a hug when your 2 customers just left?
Now, that was brilliant.
Did you?
That was as soon as you're. I think you should. Yeah, obviously explain this to people that weren't here. But this was just gold.
I rock up at Russell's studio at the selected time that we're meant to record the podcast, and he had some customers, dog trainers, with a very cool looking dog. What?
It's a Shar-Pei.
It's a
2-year-old Shar-Pei.
It's a champagne.
It's a champagne.
What is
Shar-Pei. Shar-Pei.
That's a pen. It's
Yes,
a Sharpie.
not
So
a Sharpie
it's
or
got
a
a
champagne,
Sharpie,
but a
Sharpie champagne dog, who was very, very cool dog. Anyway, this couple,
Such a big nose.
this big squishy nose and big wrinkly woo. Anyway, I walked in, and then Russell said, "I'll go in." So I went in the house, got bored away in the house, so came out just because I actually wanted to say hello to the doggy.
I clocked that.
Yeah, I know
I mean,
you
never
did.
mind. This is my business, and you know.
Doesn't matter.
Me
I was
working
very
with clients.
professional. I was being nice. Ish.
Yes, just came out as my gay lover.
So anyway, they obviously thought that you and I might have been a couple. Because the way that the way that I walked in with my
Your little suitcase.
with my little suitcase on wheels, which is filled up, good England, which is filled up with all my bits and pieces for recording and video work.
Yeah.
So I look like
You look like you just come back off a short trip.
I look like an
you're
air
an air
hostess.
host, yeah.
So I'm walking down as an air hostess. And yeah, I may be dressed a little bit kind of trendy. So, you know.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah, so I do come across as a good-looking
Metrosexual
gay guy. And when they left, they were almost like, "Bye, guys."
Yeah.
And I was like,
clocked that.
And I turned around to you and I saw them drive off in his very nice car, by the way. I did like his car.
So Mercedes S class.
I don't know, but I did.
I like the matte finish.
I do, but I wish he'd put matte. There was one panel where
there
he'd
was-
left the matte off.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the 2 front sides.
I don't get that either.
No, but anyway, I do like the car was very nice.
Yeah.
And they seemed a very lovely couple.
Very nice.
But you could so tell
Yes.
that they thought those
Hello.
2 guys are a couple of poofters.
Yeah.
Right, which I've got no issues with.
Not at all.
Right, you're not my type. If
Yeah.
I was a
Is it a ginger thing?
it was a ginger thing, and then you offer me a ginger nut when you anyway. Yeah, but we both looked at each other, and went, they both think we're gay,
Yeah.
and they did, didn't they? They so did.
They've just the picture was a perfect picture.
Yeah, we're a couple of benders.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, so I had one more thing on my topic for you. I think it was. It was the hug time. So yeah.
So when my watch beeps,
And why does your watch beep?
so well, it's one of these. It's a Garmin. For those of you, other watches are available. I guess I should say that. Is that like a legal thing? You have to
I
say
don't
these
know.
things.
Don't ask me about watches. I work for a company, and once they asked me a question, I've got to be careful how I say this. Anyway, they said, have I ever heard of a certain watch brand? And my answer was, what you mean, Casio? And apparently that wasn't the right thing to say.
Not the right thing to say?
No.
So no, I've got this little Garmin sports watch which measures how many breaths you take and how many steps you take and how many ginger nuts you eat. Oh, actually, I wish it would do that. But anyway, it beeps every now and again.
Right, sorry.
So when it
do you know what?
beeps-
Just stop. While you were doing that, this joke was in my brain, right? And I was trying to get it out quick when you was talking about how many steps you take. And I went, and then I couldn't think of the band's name. How bad's that?
The police.
Thank you.
See, I just knew where you were going with that.
Yeah.
So stop looking at your phone. So when my
help
watch
it.
beeps, it's hug time. So if we're sitting on a sofa or we're in the kitchen and my watch beeps, we have a hug, which comes from the movie Trolls, which if you actually watched it, you
What
would
about if you
understand
want
more.
sexy time? Do you say, "Oh, my watch is beeping, darling"?
Or it hasn't beeped, so we ain't doing it. No, it doesn't quite work like that.
No?
That we just...
Does she have a beepy watch when she wants a hug? So it's only you.
It's only me, actually.
basically, when
That's
you're-
actually a really good point. I hadn't considered that.
And what's the timing of you doing nothing for it to beep?
Well, as a general rule, he's got, I think it's a 2-minute...
What?
So the idea is...
Is that total non-movement?
Yeah, so if I sit here and don't move, this will beep after about, I think it's 2 minutes, which is basically to say, oi fatso, get off your ass and walk around. And I think if you walk around and there's movement for a full minute, it resets the count.
That must be really annoying.
Actually, no,
Does it do it when you're sleeping then?
Hang on. I forget. No, if you move for a minute, it resets. I forget what the time.
What about if you take it off and you just leave it on the side? It must just go crazy.
So, if I forget what the time bracket is.
Hurry up.
No, I forget what the time bracket is. Maybe it's like half an hour, an hour that you're sedentary. Then it will be
That you're what?
that you're sitting
Dead and buried.
Well, that too. It will
Did you
probably
say sedentary?
yes? Not moving.
Is that a real word?
It's a real word.
Sedentary.
You learn a lot when you come to this, don't you?
I don't remember any of it.
Well, that's a good point. Well made. I think Bob should die.
I wish. Now I wish we had a video
webcam,
podcast
that would've been
just
great,
to look at what Bob's doing right now. Bob's doing what he did last week when I mentioned playing with his dinky, which I didn't play with his dinky. He just lies on his back and just opens his legs and he just lets me have a little squiggle of his belly, not his dinky.
So
right.
I'm pretty sure
Go
it's
on.
an hour on the watch. The internal clock goes, right, I haven't moved for an hour. I'm going to beep to make you move. And if you move for a minute or two, it then resets the clock and you can sit back down and go carry on working for another hour. The idea being that you don't just sit in front of your computer for 10 hours a day.
Oh, no, I get that. I get
which
the
is
idea
kind
of
of
it.
cool. So, and obviously it's not strict every hour on the hour because you're moving and getting up and doing different things at different times. So it's more of a random thing. However, you do make a very good point.
What?
And I know I was quite surprised as you are that it's only me that has the BP watch and Em doesn't have one, so she never elicits a hug time. It's just me. I think I should bring this up with her
I think you should.
because then we could have more hug time if you think about it.
Well, I'm very happy that you, as a couple, that you're very happy and you can have hug time and you must feel very attached to someone and you can have someone
I'll
to
tell you
fall
what,
back on and someone to talk to.
How much time do we have left on
And
today's pod?
when I sit on my sofa and I don't get any hug time, although
this is going back to where we started.
Last night I wanted some hug time, that's for sure. Anyway, we can't. We'll go right. Well, we should mention. So
we should probably we should mention it after, I think, because otherwise.
Oh really?
Well, just in case. It depends how it plays out.
Well, okay.
I think we should leave the crowd in suspense.
Okay, but we've got a secret something special happening next week.
Well, no, we've got an interview with someone.
Oh, well, that's what I was going to say.
Well, no, that bit's fine. I wouldn't mention the second bit.
No,
Oh, right,
no.
okay. I know you. That's why I thought I would jump in quickly.
I won't do that bit.
So this will actually make sense depending on how the conversation goes next week.
Depending on how brave
this element
I feel.
of the podcast
it is.
will make sense. I promise you we will come back to it.
Bobster's here. So we've got our first interview next week, which is very
I'm quite
exciting.
excited about that. Yes,
a
absolutely.
lovely lady who's going to be on it next week, so you should stay tuned for that. We'll be having a nice little chat.
Do we have any other potential people lined up? I've got a couple of ideas.
Not that I've mentioned. I haven't talked to anybody yet,
Okay.
but no, we're very happy. Look, like I said, you can email us at jayleshark@gmail.com, jayleshark@gmail.com. And if you want to be on our podcast, you can come have a chat with Russell and myself. We'd love you to. Look, this is open to everybody.
Page? Do we have a Facebook page?
Yeah,
I think we should.
Jayleshark and Friends Facebook page.
I should probably know that, and I should probably follow it.
Yeah, you should do, really.
I really should.
It's the one that I set up for the live show.
All right.
So
Excellent.
it's basically it was similar to all the artwork that I did last week for the show. I just added and Russell onto all the all the Jayleshark and Friends because it's still the same picture of me sat alone on the
That's
park
a great
bench.
picture. That.
Thank you.
I do like that.
So it's still that one, but we do probably need to do some new artwork for the show because you're not in it anywhere.
Oh, good point. Well made.
Yeah, so we need to find out. So yeah, we have got our
We need
first.
a you and I cuddling picture.
Probably our friends who just dropped off there or haven't dropped off who are going to come and use you. They can take it for us.
Oh, excellent!
Bless
That's
them.
a great idea.
So we got our first interview next week, which will be interesting how that's going to work and pan out.
Well, it's just.
Are you going to be nice?
Of course, I'm going to be. I'm going to be very nice.
Do we mention who it is? Do we tease it now, or not, or do we keep them in suspense? I never know what to do with stuff like that.
I would probably mention. Well, we've spoken to. I was going to use a his or a her or a her or a
I've
him.
spoken to her. I had
Right,
a,
so
I had a
they know
coffee
it's
with
a
her.
woman.
Yeah. I had a coffee with her yesterday, and I
she's dead keen.
Yeah. No, she's actually honestly.
So I reckon we can say who she is.
Okay, her name's Anna Rose, and she is a employee. Well, loosely. For Phuket has been... Well, no, I don't mean it like that. I don't mean she's... Yes.
Listen,
yes.
yeah.
I don't mean she's loosely an employee. She works really damn hard. But she's a volunteer, so a non-paid...
Phuket has been good to us.
Yeah, Phuket has been good to us. So it's not going to be about... It's not about a whole Phuket has been good to us. It's actually about her story and why she chose to go and do... Because I was really intrigued why someone chooses to do work where you don't get paid.
Fair enough.
Because I did 11 weeks unpaid once when I started off as a water sports instructor, but it was like an internship to learn how to do, teaching and stuff. But for her, obviously, she's been doing it quite a lot. So I was really intrigued to find out about her backstory. And I had a quick chat with her yesterday, and she's got a really interesting backstory. And there's a moment in her life.
That's what I'm thinking.
There's a moment in her life
Possibly quite a few.
that you can't do that. You can't line them up like that without me giggling, right? There was a moment in her life, very similar to all of us, I think, where it was kind of like, it was that light bulb moment.
Yep.
That just, and that's what we'll discuss. Well, hopefully she'll let us talk about it, because I know that I did ask her if we could mention it, and she said, yeah, probably.
Cool, excellent. And I think we should make the point as well for other people that might want to be interviewed or not,
Yes.
but are going to be, that we're going to do interviews that aren't, and this might come as a shock, sort of run-of-the-mill, standard stock interviews.
Well,
Because I think it should be more about the individuals as people and their drives and all of that. It can go anywhere.
No,
really.
I agree. And this is everything I said to her yesterday. I said, look, we will mention the fact you work for Phuket has been good to us, but this is not about them, and it's not about what they do. And that's no no disrespect to what they do, but this is not a business. Well, it is a business. It could be anything, but the way that we are talking, it's about finding out about people. It's about friends. It's about what brings them here, why they came here. Yeah, or it's just about me trying to get new mates more than anything else. And hopefully, Anna, look, I tell you what, she is a very, very good-looking young lady. She's smart as you like. She's clever. She's beautiful. She's going to be, and I think she'll give us.
She's obviously got a screw loose because she's agreed to be our first guest.
Yeah, I did.
So
I mentioned.
I think we're going to get on well.
I said, do you do know it's Russell and me? And she went, well, yeah. I said, have you ever met Russell? And she went, oh, once at Project Artisan, some craft thing. You posh dude. Hanging out at Project Artisan.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes.
So you have met her?
Yes. Now you've said that. Yes.
So she knows you, and I only met her yesterday was the second time I met her. The first time I met her was for about two seconds when she was walking up the stairs at one of my clients, and I just randomly walked past her.
Okay.
And then yesterday was...
That was a bit impolite.
I did say hello, and then I
enough.
followed her into the meeting room, that's almost stalking, isn't it?
Almost, yes.
Yeah.
Do you ever have those moments when you're sort of walking through somewhere and you walk past someone and it's like you recognise them but you don't at the same time?
Every frigging day.
And sometimes they say, hi, how you doing?
Every day.
Right. So how do you deal with that? Do you just sort of go, I have no idea who you are, in your head and walk on? Or do you stop and say, hi, how you doing? I haven't seen you for ages. How's things?
Exactly that.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm not one for... listen, I don't like conflict. I don't like drama. I don't like issues. I don't like...
So you were made for politics.
I don't like anything like that. So if I get it a lot, because at the moment, one of my clients... at the moment, Blue Tree, who I'm working with, doing certain things with...
They're open today.
They are open today.
Yay.
Go and splash around.
Congratulations to Blue Tree on their opening today.
Well done. Although this won't be released till next week, so they opened last week, we should say, because I'm not going to release... Because today is... I should explain. We're recording this early. Normally we record on a Friday.
That's true.
Okay.
Oh, good point.
We're recording this early because Russell's got to go to bang his cock in Bangkok to watch... that's the wrong way round. You're going to Bangkok to watch Lion King.
Correct.
Someone said...
With my mum.
Do you know what? With his mum. Someone said to me, they said, oh, why is he going all the way there just to watch Lion King? Can he not watch it on Netflix?
No, because it's not on Netflix.
Is it not?
No.
It will be soon.
Yeah, it probably will be.
So you're off. So that's why we're recording
Who said
this.
that? But it was Joe.
No, it was someone else. We're recording this on a... What day is it today? Wednesday or is it Thursday?
Thursday.
So we're recording this on a Thursday. So yeah, it's
So it's not a
Thursday the
live show
12th.
today.
It's not a live... Yeah, it's not a live podcast because that would be then the radio show. Although half of them aren't live in Phuket. Trust me.
Right.
In fact... I discovered the other day, it was yesterday, I was listening to a certain radio station, won't mention the fabulous name of it. However, I realised that they must pre-record a lot of their stuff because the show that they were playing yesterday was the same show that was on last Tuesday when I was listening to.
Fab.
Yes. Honestly.
That's just slack.
It is a little bit slack. So you're off to Bangkok.
I'm off to Bangkok
to go and watch I'm sure it's the live show of Lion King.
It's the live show.
Is there anyone famous in it? Is it like a pantomime? Is like Christopher Biggins in it?
Yeah, that'd be great. It's the UK production of The Lion King coming to Bangkok.
Is it?
Yeah. It was my mum's birthday back in May, and as let's just do something different for a bit of a giggle, I said I will get you tickets.
Are you sharing a room?
No, we do have our own suites.
Ooh. And how much? What sort of prices does it take to go to a show? Not the flight up there and stuff, but the hotel. But
I think ours are
they reasonable?
So it went from I can't remember. It was I think 1,008 was the cheap seats, and it went up to 6,000.
So what's that in normal money?
You want sterling?
Well, don't, because the problem with sterling now, it's down
It's
at 38.
shite.
So, yeah. I still take sterling as 50 to the pound. Because that's just, for maths, it's a lot easier. So
Well,
I know
there is
100 baht is £2.
Okay.
So that's the way I work it out.
Not anymore, it's not.
No, I know. So 1,000 baht used to be 20 quid.
Yeah.
So we're saying about 1,800, so that's 40 odd quid-ish, give or take. 50 quid probably now
Yeah.
for a ticket for a show. Now, what's the comparison?
In the UK?
Well, anywhere. In the West End. Would
Oh,
you pay the same for that?
Fuck should I know?
Well, I don't know. When was the
don't
last
live
show
there.
you...
The last show I went to,
Go on.
Kinky Boots, New
Did
York.
you? Starlight Express, West End.
I'm fairly
Starlight
Express.
you must confess. Are you real?
I'm fairly
yes
confident.
or no? I love that. In fact, I'm going to download
Is that the roller
that whole...
skates one?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I liked it. The guy from Mr. Clear, the guy who was the
Creosote.
jester in... Oh, you didn't grow up in the UK. Doesn't matter.
No.
That is totally wasted on
What
you.
I was going to say was I'm fairly confident I saw Kinky Boots a lot more recently than you saw Starlight Express.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, this was like the 80s or something, I imagine for you.
Well, okay. Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah.
No, it was.
No, I saw Starlight
Yeah,
Express.
so I saw Starlight Express.
Cats.
Yeah, Cats.
And 42nd Street.
No, that was the only two I saw.
Be fine.
Well, we're at the 30 minutes. We're over the 30 minutes mark.
Is that good or bad?
I don't know how long we should keep these things. I think if
I
we...
reckon the 30-minute mark is, give or take, ish. Is
I
pretty
think
good.
so. So if someone's running, they can now say, "Oh God, I can stop now."
Yes, which is actually a 30-minute run. That's pretty handy. That's a decent. It's a decent
Is it?
shout. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like running.
No one likes running. Even people that say I love running don't like.
Do you know
running.
there was a lot of serious runners at this fun run? A lot of people. I mean, they wear socks pulled up. I don't understand the sock. Oh, it's for
What,
my...
the compression socks?
What are they compressing?
Your calves.
And what does that do?
It helps the blood kind of go whoosh back up your leg.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Apparently so.
Anyway,
I've used them for recovery, and you kind of. A lot of this might be in your head. I was having this discussion with Steve actually.
A bit
other
like
day.
the bit like the zombies.
No, it's a bit like so.
Was it the zombies?
I've
No,
got a little bit of
it was
back
the
pain.
cranberries.
Who did
Sorry.
zombie?
Yeah, I know. I've got that. I'm not doing very well
Well, the
today.
zombies that sang cranberry and the cranberries that sang zombie. You see, now you're wondering: is there a band called the Zombies that sang cranberry?
There must
That would
be. There
great.
must be a band out there called the Zombies.
Going back to
The Zombie Tones.
Zombie Tones, possibly.
Mm.
I have a little bit of back pain at the minute. However,
And?
went to physio, feel fine-ish. But having this chat with our good friend, the Colonel, Steve,
Why is he called the Colonel?
the Colonel.
I've never heard him called the Colonel before.
You've never heard Steve be called
We're talking about Steve.
Steve, bold. You were going to say bold Steve, and you're allowed to because yes.
No, I
he's
was going
bold.
to say miserable Steve, but then I realised I can't call him miserable
Well, it's
Steve.
pot kettle black.
Yeah, I know exactly. I think I'm more miserable, so I can't call him that.
He's
Steve,
the Colonel,
Steve.
yes.
I want Steve on the podcast. Can you arrange
Steve
that?
is on my list as he would be a top guest.
He'd be brilliant.
He would be
Because
great.
he-
And now's actually a really good time because he's unemployed.
Is he?
Yes.
Let's get him on
Absolutely.
because we can double up. Oh no!
I was going to do that with it anyway. Let's not go there.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's sound effects.
Yeah,
Thanks.
totally. Where were we?
I was drinking. I don't know. Go on.
We were supposed to be keeping tabs on this. He's called the Colonel
I've never heard him called the Colonel before.
because his name is
Mustard.
Steve Coleman, as in Coleman's
See, I got the mustard bit.
mustard.
Oh, I get
Yeah.
that. I get that. Well, on that note, should we wrap up?
I think we should wrap up,
Russell, thank you very much. If you want to like us on Facebook, we do have a Facebook group.
which I should probably follow.
Yeah, I think it's called Jayleshark and Friends. I don't think there's any mention of Russell on it apart from the artwork, which we might change. But you can like us on there. We also release the podcast on there. We are on Castbox. If you don't have Castbox, you can download it on your Android, and then you can download our podcast, although I've just checked and for some reason the link's not working.
Other apps should be available.
Other
fairly
apps
soon.
are available, or just go onto SoundCloud, or hopefully in a couple of days' time I'll sort out the iTunes stuff, and then it'll be everywhere.
That'd be everywhere. That'd be fantastic. And then
Well.
we can get our global audience. And before you know it, we'll be doing live shows around the world.
Excellent. If you want to be on the podcast, jayleshark@gmail.com. Jayleshark@gmail.com. What?
Did a little bit too quick there.
Jayleshark@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Jayleshark and Friends
And Russell.
podcast. Thank you, Russell.
Thank you, Jay.
And have fun in Bangkok.
Oh, look, it's hug time.
I'm going.
Bye.